This is Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. So, I restarted the game last night after I ended my episode and my stream. And I thought I could fix my little bugginess that I was having. And not long into attempting that, my game crashed again. So I thought maybe the crashes were fixed by that patch that I downloaded, but last night, shortly after relaunching the game, crash. So that doesn't make me happy. That means we're still in could potentially crash at any moment mode, which is not a mode that I enjoy. That is one particular scoop of ice cream I do not want on my pie. The other thing that's a little bit obnoxious is the fact that I tested out resting multiple times, and it does not get rid of Aloth's Curse of Darkness. Which means he is sitting at a grievous minus 25 to accuracy, seemingly permanently. Looked it up online, everybody's like, all you gotta do to get rid of those curses is rest. You just rest to get rid of them. Well, I theorize, I hypothesize, I hypotenuse. That's, no you don't, Josiah. You don't. That. No, now you're getting worse and worse. Stop trying to say words. Alright, well, I think that perhaps it's because I removed him from the party whilst he had this curse, and then added him back. And now it's become part of his permanent state forever and ever. Now, there is one thing I have yet to try. I rested on land. I rested on the ship. Neither one mattered. I rested in a boat. I rested with a goat. Didn't matter. But I have not yet attempted resting in an inn. Maybe for some bizarre reason. Resting in an inn. I did not rest in a moat, sadly. Couldn't find any moats to rest in. Maybe if I rest in an inn, it will get rid of his curse. So that is our first stop on today's journey. We're going to go to an inn and see if we can somehow rid ourselves into win. That's right, Nox. There's an inn over here. It's this one, the Wild Mare. I think it's an inn. Let me clarify. Here's a building that I think might be an inn. So we're going in there. The Wild Mare. Don't come to this place in the evening, though, because then it's a real nightmare. Alright. Oh, we've got a spooner here. They got a whole band.
Do you enjoy a coin, my friend? Can you lift a sword?
Well, you know what I enjoy? Getting my fucking curse removed. That's what I enjoy. They've got a cool logo on their floor there.
Hail and welcome to the Wild Mare, friend.
A jovial man at the bar grins and motions you closer. His arms are corded with thick muscle and cross-hatched with scars.
Now, what can I do for you?
Oh! It's a brothel, not an inn. Show me what you have for sale.
You see anything you like, you let me know.
Backstage storage room. Oh, you can rest here. Doesn't give you any bonuses. Or you can rest in the private dance room. +1 casts with level 1 spells. +1 to all skills. Holy shit. That's good. Okay, so it is an inn and a brothel. And they have a variety of delicious... I shall take all of your ale and all of your rice. Well, if anything will get rid of his curse,
No.
it's a private dance. Show me what you have for sale.
You see anything you like, you let me know.
Let's go to the private dance room. Many tales of maritime adventures swapped to... It worked! It worked! It worked! She has the lager penalty now, though, and the grog penalty, and the Arak penalty. But he's no longer cursed, which is great. I'm just concerned about this penalty now. Wonder if I can get rid of it if I rest again.
Now, what can I do? You see anything you...
Scandalous dance of dispel magic. That's right. Alright, now all the negative stuff is gone. Yay!
Yes?
So now he can cast an extra first level spell. I can cast an extra first level spell. She can cast an extra first level spell. It doesn't do anything for them because they use a core resource that isn't.
Hey.
Or did he always have 6 discipline? I'm not sure if he had 6 before or not. Well, now I want to see if I can save some money by switching to Geico. I just saved a bundle on cart insurance. I just saved a bundle on chariot insurance. Let's just see if we can do the free rest once.
What can I do? You see anything?
And then the private dance room. Rather than doing private dance twice and spending 400 coins. Alright, so now they have the downside buff from the next day from drinking, doing nothing but drinking the day before. He's got rid of his curse. Now we'll get rid of everything and buff ourselves nicely. Oh, I can also check to see. She's got 5 and he's got 6. Okay, so it only helps with spell casts.
Yes?
So it only helps Shodi, Sekaruna, and Alif. It does not help Palagina and Adair, but that's okay. Still good. Well, while we're in here, let's look around. Let's avail ourselves...
Now, what can I do for you?
I'm looking for more intimate entertainment.
You're in luck, friend. The Wild Mare employs a number of courtesans skilled in satisfying a wide range of tastes and interests.
He throws you an exaggerated wink and points toward the stairs behind him. Shodi likes the idea of this. She lifts her chin in interest. Alif, however, doesn't care for it. He rolls his eyes.
You'll find them upstairs. They handle their own coin, too, so no need to go through me.
Why does this act like I haven't?
You're in luck, friend. You'll find them upstairs.
Okay.
They handle their own coin. You see anything you like?
Private dance room, please. +1 to all skills is really good. I mean, all skills? Unfortunately, we've learned that the buffs from ends do not last forever. They last a long time, but they don't last forever like food buffs. Food buffs, you can rest, eat some food, and then fucking literally sit around and wait for a month, and you'll still have that food buff. I like the fact that we now have a buff on our character sheet called Private Dance. So between me getting the +1 to all my skills and getting my allies getting it, so that helps even more with party assist, you know what I'm saying? I should be able to officially do some stuff. See, if I'd have known about this before when we were trying to get, like, just one more point of insight or whatever, then this place would have been the place to come. Buffed. Says Nox. In quotes. Okay. Well, now that we're here,
I shall.
I like this floor right here. This herringbone design. Dances are really something, huh? Cut it out, you're distracting me. None better than Gintel's dancers. Best tavern in the city! He glares at you. Get a load of those outfits, eh? Even the food's good. Yeah. Best tavern in the city, even the food's good.
Hello, my friend. I knew our paths would cross eventually.
A Valian shouts over the din of the Wild Mare to get your attention, turning a great many heads to study your exchange. He takes a hearty swig of his tankard. Do I know you?
Not yet, but I know that we will be fast friends. Tell me, you are the one who sails that fine ship, Huck? Terrorize the docks with spirits, Huck?
The sea cow. Leaning in close, he sips from the tankard and loudly sucks moisture from his upper lip. Sound of you drinking in my ear is repulsive. Sekaruna, captain of the sea cow, at your service.
I am Aboko, and I am positioned to offer... I have opportunities for...
He clumsily unfolds a sheaf of parchment. The tankard slips in his grasp and spills ale down the front of his trousers. He gawks down at himself in horror. This guy's smooth.
1,000 times I practiced my speech. Mera. Never did it go this poorly.
Here. You apparently need this more than I do.
Agrasima. Do you know what my problem is, Amika?
He accepts the tankard and drinks deeply.
I am supposed to be in the business of giving bounties, but I know no one who hunts them.
Oh, if this is the bounty guy, we're in good shape, because we've already completed 3 bounties without even meaning to. Or 2. Is it 2 or 3? He stamps his feet, kicking up a spray of spilled ale.
No one will unfurl their sail for my humble payments. But I must start from the bottom and work my way to the top, Ak?
You'll get there someday.
Agrasima, my friend. If you are ever lacking in drinking money, you know where to look.
He sighs down at the mess of his trousers. You seem down on your luck.
It is true that I have stumbled in my career path.
Aboko clears his throat. Nox says this should be a bountiful conversation.
Having no hunters to my name, I am forced to doff my cap to common killers. It's not all bad, but the momentum of meeting new clients over drinks and in such enchanting company, it drains the stamina, my friend.
What bounties do you have available?
You will take the job? You will take the job.
He grips you by the shoulders and smiles, tears springing to the corners of his eyes.
Agrasima. Something special for my first hunter, then.
He drains the tankard and tucks it under his arm to retrieve his sheaf of notes.
I will start you on Mariel, the mad animancer. She tortures her victims with unspeakable treatments before casting what's left to Berath's will. My contact saw her leaving Port Mage and heading west of Mage Island.
Before I go, I had some questions.
Agrasima, you have but to ask.
He gestures for you to speak freely. I'm still hunting for Mariel the Mad.
And I'm still scrounging together the coin for your next mission.
Aboko winks at
When you have the head of our latest mark, I will be ready, Ak.
Farewell. Bounty! Mariel the Mad is an animancer with no respect for life. A long history of bloodthirsty experiments have earned her a price on her head. Mariel was last seen leaving Point Mage and heading west of Magi Island. Okay. No problem. Get a load of those outfits, eh? None better than Gintel's dancers. Here's a dancer. Good show, wasn't it? I guess. I didn't really see any dancing taking place. Not giving me some space? Sure. Oh, there's another dancer.
Where in the blazes is that old man?
They've got he dancers as well as she dancers. That's good. Cut it out, you're distracting me. Even the food's good! Take some free booze. There's a random dancer just having some dinner. You shouldn't be in here. Alright. You're right, I shouldn't. Look at the detail in, like, the floor and stuff. They have different, like, they have long boards, and then they have inset areas of, like, herringbone pattern wood with a border around them, and then, like, the regular long boards. I mean, it's not just one generic floor. Like, they really put some design into this. And then the boards of the stage look different, too. They're wider than the boards of the floor. Pretty good. Here's Captain Redora.
You say I cannot down the rest? Watch me, amico.
A Valian sailor raises her tankard and arches her back to invite a torrent of ale down her expectant mouth. Holding this pose with nothing to show for it, she taps the tankard's base and furrows her brow at its apparent emptiness. Her companion shakes his head and focuses his attention elsewhere.
Madico, it is no wonder I thirst.
As she wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, her eyes widen and meet yours.
Ado, sere Pallegina.
Oh, she knows Pallegina. Redora inclines her head.
Captain.
Pallegina keeps her head high as she casts her eyes in Redora's direction.
An unexpected honor, to be sure.
Your next grog is on me.
Grassima. Even in the oasis I am parched.
She pockets the coins and glances past you to the bar.
If you grant wishes, there is a vacancy on my ship.
Redora's frown cracks to reveal a shy smile. Living Lands has an interesting option. As the captain of the Sea Cow, I'm already taken.
Sientere, sere.
Redora inclines her head.
Next time around the wheel, perhaps.
You don't seem to be having as much fun as the rest of the clientele.
The fun ran dry with the coin.
She manages a wan smile.
When the dancers see more than an empty purse, I will be a content Radora.
She sighs up at the stage. Oh, farewell. Dude, just imagine, you're the cook, right, in the back room of this place, and all of a sudden this troop of 5 well-armed people just comes running into your kitchen out of the blue. I have no time to entertain you. Oh, now some actual dancing is taking place. Can I go up on the stage? Oh. Oh. It's dance time. Off the stage with you. Auditions are next week. Anything in here that they would like to not own anymore? This is really something, huh? I'm giving me some space. Alright, there's Khan here. A young woman lingers near the stage with a mug of ale clutched tight in her hands. Though she shows no interest in the dancers, the bags beneath her eyes speak to many long nights spent drinking in the tavern. She looks lazily about the room until her gaze alights on you with interest.
Have you seen an old elf hanging around here lately? Dressed as funny, probably drunker than an eel in a barrel of mead.
Drunker? Eel in a barrel of mead. That's a lot of drunken. Knox bluff. Oh yeah! Seen him loads of times. He's my dad. You're not even an elf. Yeah, well, he's my adopted dad. No, I can't say I have.
Andra's crushing void. I thought as much. Ugh.
She sighs heavily and pinches the bridge of her nose.
Listen, the guy I'm looking for owes me a lot of money. 5,000 coppers. You help me find him, and I'll give you 20%.
That's 1,000 coppers. You have my attention. If I was super clever, I could say something. Who owes you money?
The drunk old goat I was pestering you about, Oswald. Like the credulous fool I am, I gave him a loan and he ran off before paying me back.
Khan looks at you expectantly. I don't know about this.
We could use the money. I didn't want to trouble you, but your bed's had a rat problem for weeks.
Alright. Deal.
I can't thank you enough. No one's been willing to so much as tell me the date until you came along. The man I'm looking for, Oswald, was especially fond of one of the courtesans upstairs, Alice. Maybe you can get more out of her than I can. She refuses to speak to me, the snippy little cur.
Have you tried being nice?
She wasn't receptive to my particular charms. Let's see you do better.
You could start by not calling her a snippy little cur. Maybe that's step one on winning friends and influencing people.
Maybe you can get more out of her than I can. She refuses to speak to me, the snippy little cur.
I can just imagine the way this conversation went. She just walked up to her. Hey, snippy cur! I got questions for you. I've got a few questions for you first.
What do you want to know?
Who are you?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. But hey, what the hell?
She rakes an impatient hand through her dirty hair.
I'm one of the countless minor nobles that litter the Deerwooden countryside. You know Admeth Hadrit, hero of the War of Defiance? He's my great whatever.
That sounds like a Nox bluff to me. So, what's the problem with that?
When people find out, they start doing weird shit. Calling me lady, opening doors for me, buying me drinks. Really, the title is a mockery. It means nothing to me.
What's your history with Oswald? She groans theatrically, like she can't bear to recount the tale.
The man's a family friend. Has been for... must be 4 generations now. The perk of being an elf, eh?
I am an elf, so yes. What does Oswald owe you money for? She stares into the depths of her mug and sighs.
It's my fault, really. I should have known better than to believe that damned old drunk knew what he was doing. Man's a wizard. You understand, and a tinkerer.
Fucking
He
wizards.
convinced himself and me he could, with enough luminous Adra, create a device that would add years to one's life. Must have been a crock of shit, because one day he up and ran without a word of explanation or apology.
Did you ever consider the fact that he's dead?
I thought I knew him better than that.
Farewell. Khan has asked me to help her find Oswald, an old elf who owes her 5,000 coppers. Khan mentioned that Oswald favored Annalise, one of the courtesans on the 2nd level of the Wild Mare. Khan told me that Annalise refused to speak to her about Oswald or his whereabouts. She suggested I might have better luck with Annalise instead. She also suggested that Annalise was a snippy cur. We discovered something. Ymir is here. That's the frost giant from whom the world sprang after he was murdered by Odin. Strange to find him here. He's also smaller than I was expecting. Best tavern in the city. Mephisto is just a sinister figure. Assume the position. What position? Who is this guy? Eothas must be like the bouncer or whatever. That might not even be a person. I can't tell. See, maybe he's some kind of onomat or something.
Happy to oblige.
It's a miracle. Even the food's good. A lot of those outfits. Some Herforts. Ah, right. It's probably safe to eat. Probably. Here's Ymir. Well, he looks like he's one of the entertainers. There's scandalous art on the walls.
See something you like?
The dancer turns to greet you, a coy smile tugging at his lips. He's short for an elf, but no less graceful for his lacking height. His long face and dark eyes lend him a solemn air, but any hint of gloom is chased away by the wash of color in his cheeks.
Alif, this is the last place I expected to see you. Have your interests changed so much since our time at Bragon Heel?
Whoa! Alif's scandalous background. What's happening here? Tell us about our time at Bragon Heel. I think we all want to know. A grin lights up Ymir's face. He fidgets with his hair self-consciously, smoothing it down where it's been mussed.
No, I still enjoy tile puzzles and deflecting personal questions. Anyway, what are you doing here?
He looks away as though he's trying to ignore Ymir's eager gaze. The faint trace of a smile forms on Adair's lips. Thoughtful, Shodi rubs a knuckle along the edge of her jaw. They both like this.
I could ask the same of you.
He laughs lightly, a hand over his mouth.
I make my own hours, meet fascinating people, and the coin's nothing to sneer at. Better than stuffy old books and unflattering robes.
Maybe they know each other from mage school or something. He casts a critical eye over Alif's outfit. He opens his mouth to speak, but decides better of it. This is amazing.
It's good to see you again, Alif. Anyway, I should get back to it. Be well.
He smiles warmly at Alif, blush coloring the tips of his ears. Adair and Shodi, both amused.
It was lovely seeing you.
He catches himself, looking panicked.
Perhaps lovely is too strong a word. I meant pleasant. Perfectly agreeable.
He looks at you, chagrined.
I can see where I may have confused the poor fellow in our academy days. 'Twas a right fierce labour getting the lad to finger any flesh that weren't covering his spelly books.
What? Getting him to... what? Isometric growls.
Did you enjoy the show? There's more to see, if you're interested.
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose.
He looks at you with a newly critical eye.
I was raised in the Adir Empire. When I was young, I studied to be an arcane knight. After an incident at my school, I left the continent and wandered until I found myself in Nikotaka. As you can see, I stayed.
If I was from Adir, I could say something. What kind of incident?
A handful of my fellow students got up to a bit of mischief that ended with several people dead.
Oh, I get it. Say no more. People were just being rascals. Somebody was a rascal. His gaze lingers on the floor, the cushions, the tables, anywhere but your face. After a moment, he shrugs, offering no further explanation. Let me ask you about something else.
I suppose. I was raised in the Adir Empire.
How did you become a
When
courtesan?
I was young, same as any of the courtesans here, I imagine.
He brushes his hair back from his face with a sigh. His long-suffering smile says he's answered this question many times before.
I showed an aptitude. I trained with a master, and when I was ready, I began accepting clients of my own.
There has to be more to your story than that. See, look how much party assist I get now, since everyone has a +1 to insight. Wonder how party assist works. I don't know how the calculations for party assist works.
There's more to every story.
Hippofant, how you doing? Welcome. Party assist is based on thresholds, pseudo-quadratic counts. I don't know what that means. He cants his head to the side, inspecting you with narrowed eyes.
But the rest of it belongs to me, and I don't care to share it. I suppose I was raised in the idea same as any of the... I showed an aptitude. I trained with a master, and when I was ready, I began accepting clients of my own.
Does everyone contribute an equal amount? Oh, it just adds up what everyone has total and then gives you a bonus based on what everyone has total? That's how it works? It's not based on each person's thing individually? Like, I was thinking everybody was contributing like half of what they had. Or like one person was contributing the most and then everybody else... I know they have to be in range, yeah. Yeah, I've run afoul of that. So if the rest of your party combined has 4 points of diplomacy total, then you get +2 to diplomacy. I see. I see. So like right now, the rest of my party combined has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So because they have 10... I get a +4. Oh, and I'm one... That's what that bar means. I get it. Okay. It's funny because earlier I had a required insight check of 9 and I was like, how would I even have 9 at this point? 9 is way crazy high. And now I do have 9. Because that, giving everyone in the party a buff to every skill is actually, it adds up pretty significantly. Like any other job, then.
Work is work, no matter where you do it.
He winks.
But I am luckier than many. I'm free to do what I like, and I like my work. I was raised in the idea, same as any... I showed an aptitude.
What does training entail?
I would be happy to show you. For a price?
How much for your time?
Ah, the money-minded type. I've always found fiscal responsibility very... attractive. My time will cost you 150 copper, friend.
That seems really cheap. I mean, I guess it just seems cheap because I've got, like, thousands of copper. I suppose if I walked in here, you know, with 50 copper in my pocket, it would seem really expensive. He gifts you with a coy little smile and a raised eyebrow. Never mind.
Till later, then.
Oh, we got a little hidden something here. Oh, we just found a magic belt hidden in your fucking couch. Magic belt in the couch. Dude, we got the Gon's Pledge ring all of a sudden. That's from the first game. Twice per rest. Really? Gon's Pledge. Let's give that to Shodi. More healing for her. Can she do something?
Too much and I'll grow to like it.
So that's her Gon's Pledge item. I can't put that in her AI though, right? I don't want to put that in her AI. Never mind. We've also got this belt, a Huana Charm Belt. Gives you 20% extra stride and 1 survival. I'm not wearing a belt. He's not wearing a belt. She's wearing a belt. She's not wearing a belt. And he's not wearing a belt. Well, I think I like the idea of Adair having more stride so that he can close with the enemies faster than anyone else, since he's the tank. And he already specializes in survival, so might as well give him even more survival. What's up, Maz? Well, all the time that I was playing last night, it was stable. But then later, after I ended my stream, I restarted the game to try to test out how to get rid of that curse by resting. And it crashed, like really quickly after restarting the game. But today I've been playing for, I don't know, like 40 minutes or something, and it hasn't crashed yet, so I guess we're okay. Ah, your numbers above were wrong. It's 1 + 1, 2 + 2, 4 + 3. How do you know these numbers, Hippophant? 7 + 4, 11 + 5, 16 + 6, 22 + 7. No, it was the same save game, Maz. Has it been stable for you? How many current effects he has? That's a lot of effects. I don't see anything about bonus stride, though. I'm probably just blind. I guess it's not considered an effect, it's just... But is it showing up on his survival skill? It is. He's got an 11 survival right now. The old PoE bug, where if you fire it up but unfocus the window while it's loading, the game will freeze and never fire up properly. Yeah, I've run afoul of that. What settings are you running the game at in terms of graphics? Do you have everything maxed out? Do you have all the little boxes checked and stuff? And how many MSAA samples are you using? And what resolution? You have everything maxed? Yeah, if it crashes again, I'm gonna try that underclocking the video card thing that you suggested. I don't understand what effect that will have on my performance, though.
Indeed.
Even the food's good. Oh, we gotta do some reading. Nasatok poetry. I remember this being incredibly bad. We gotta read that Imp book, too. You didn't adjust anything? Well, I'm at high except for one thing. I didn't know I could tab through my characters. That's good to know. I'm at high except I lowered MSAA samples from 2 to 1. Everything else is the default for the high preset. And I slightly adjusted the gamma. And I put a 30 frame rate cap. Alright, it's reading time. Alright, we got some scrolls. We're just gonna sell those. I don't use scrolls. Book time. On the efficacy of imps. A time-worn adage among practitioners of the arcane arts avers that early wizards compelled imps to service not out of desire for the assistants, but to banish them from underfoot. I doubt it not at all, for one could not conjure more unruly, noisome, maladroit, or irascible aid. Why then do we employ these diminutive meddlers? They're such rascals, those imps. Imps, dear reader, are to a wizard's sanctum as rats are to a ship. Whether out of malign instinct or pure mischievousness, they infiltrate our laboratories with alarming regularity. Nidagoth conjectures in his Sensitivity of Simpletons that imps infest any locus of concentrated mystical influence, and accounts of the creatures lurking among the uninhabited ruins of Anguith seem to corroborate his supposition. Yet a wizard's domicile seems to possess a particular appeal to them, regardless of whether it resides at a nexus of spiritual power or no. Left to their own devices, the winged miscreants accrue loose baubles, hoarding them in filthy dens as often as not established in our cupboards and privies. Seemingly possessed of an antiquity dealer's discernment, each prefers to pilfer the most valuable paraphernalia and potent artifacts. Yet they remain pathetically inept in the use of even the simplest Googa! Googa hype! That's 2 games in a row that have used the word Googa. Makes me happy. So, things that Pillars of Eternity 2 and God of War have in common. Googa and Scroat. Other games you play crash too, or it seems to be hard to tell if it's a software or hardware. Power overdraw is a common cause of freeze-ups. I see. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it says my graphics card is at 81 degrees Celsius right now. And my CPU is at 69 degrees Celsius. Baby imps can't even use a Googa. Oh, Goo Goo Gaga. I get, oh my god, Nox! Hitting it out of the park with the Goo Goo Gaga. Alright. I admit the imps' general incompetence makes them appealing retainers. One of the little cretins may displace a favored wand of elemental power, but little peril exists of it activating the instrument and immolating your collected volumes of arcana. The same cannot be said of apprentices. Yet the beasts present a danger to the unwary, for they possess a low cunning not unlike that of Zarups and Orlans. Ah, Orlans just got put on the same level as Zarups and Imps. I love the fucking racism casually in this book. Without a domineering hand to direct them, imps rapidly regress to their base instincts. As a result of their propensity for pack behavior, even transitory leniency with a single imp can imperil a wizard's entire collection. So we read about imps. Poems from Air Glanfath. Pretty sure I've read this one in the first game and it wasn't that great. The Tree, the Wind. Who shall hear the voice of the wind? Its beauty resplendent, unseen, intangible. Its tongue whispers the oath. I move, I carry. Always will I fly, and always will I change. For nothing is permanent. Nothing escapes my grasp. Who shall call the heart of the wind? It travels fiercely, swiftly, untouchable. Its fist howls the promise. I push, I break. Never will I stop, and never will I land. All is in my domain, and all bend to my will. Who shall resist the force of the wind? Its anger presses, pushes, drives, and the tree answers its call. Yes, your voice is loud, your name is grand, your force is mighty. I shall not resist, I will not defy, I will bend. Your power shall wash over me. You want me to bow, I will bow, but I will always stand. I will always return. I will always recover. That is my pledge. That is my promise. That is my oath. Dude, this poem legitimately sucks. This is like the poetry I was writing when I was in 6th grade. Complete with making the words look like the shape of a tree and shit. I'm just going to assume it sounds way better in the original Glanfathan, and that it's just translation that makes it sound lame. Nasatak Poetry. A compilation. Here we go again with some bad poetry. The Expedition. I move. There is no compulsion. It is not a need. But something pulls. I cannot deny its draw. The White Wends out past my vision. Its fierce eyes watch me as I move. The wolf tracks my step, a silent companion who will not join. All is blank. The pale expanse lies before and behind. I search. The miles pass and still my feet move. My hunt continues unabated. The landscape returns my gaze, unaffected by my presence. The snow falls, needles driven by the wind. Its cold teeth bite my skin. The snow gathers, its hands around my feet, a fierce opponent who will not relent. All is white, my journey continues. I travel, I can no longer stop. A true compulsion forms. The need drives me on. I must see. The sun breaks through the gray. Its unrelenting gaze thaws me. My body warms under its touch. Frigid limbs move again and carry me further. All is empty. The breath of existence is my destination. Right. Okay. Welp, there you go. Fine poetry from other cultures. Some kind of statue. Oh, here's Analyst. We need to talk to her about... With Party Assist, I have a 12 mechanics right now. It's pretty strong. We need to talk to her about where that rascal got off to. A young woman reclines on the cushions, a hookah hose held delicately in one hand. Eyes closed, she sings to herself. Her voice is soft and inviting. She doesn't move when she hears you approach, but slowly opens her eyes with a lazy smile.
Come, lay your head on my breast. I will read to you the work of my favorite poet, Skilba.
Well, that better not be one of the two poets I just read, because if so, no thank you. Tell me about yourself.
It's futile to attempt to summarize the whole of a person in simple words. How to capture their dreams, the desires of another, their feel and taste. But I appreciate your curiosity nonetheless. I am an actor. Trained from childhood. Difficult for you to believe, I'm sure.
Now you're acting like somebody sitting on the floor smoking hookah. A teasing smile pulls at the corner of her lips. Her voice is wistful, almost melancholic.
My troop were my family, and we traveled the whole of the Adir Empire, performing the classic literatures to cheering audiences.
Too bad you didn't do something more productive with your time. It sounds a pleasant life.
The work was good when the crowds were grateful, and their pockets swelled with coin.
She gives you a pained smile and looks away. But what about when it wasn't good?
I found a more dependable application of my talents here. To touch the hearts of others with my voice. I could not give that up.
Is that what you use to touch their hearts? Your voice? Yeah, why is that honest? The dispositions in this game are weird sometimes. That's true, Hippofant.
Have you come to hear some verse?
What else can you tell me about
It's
yourself?
futile, but my troop were my family, and the work was good when I found a more dependable application of my talents here. To touch the hearts of others with my voice. I could not give that up.
What's your problem with Khan? Other than the fact that she called you a, what was it, a snippy little cur?
Oh, her. Yes, she is persistent, isn't she? She barged in and began asking me all sorts of inappropriate questions about my customers. She grew incensed when I asked her to leave. She's no longer welcome in my room.
And Alice wrings her hands and looks away. Her gaze settles on her armoire in the corner.
I do hope she's not a friend of yours. Her manners are atrocious.
Khan's looking for someone named Oswald. Sound familiar?
I'm sure I don't know who you're talking about. Now please leave.
She gestures toward her door and makes a shooing motion. Bribe. That'll be our secret. I've got 9 total insight right now. 11! I've got 11 fucking diplomacy right now with all of that party assist. What if he's in danger? Don't you care about his well-being?
If I knew a man named Oswald, and if that man was in danger, I would still decline to be involved. Now, is there something else I can do for you? I'm sure I don't know who you're talking about. Now please leave.
It's clear you care quite a bit for him. Let me help. She chews on a knuckle, brow furrowed, deciding whether she should trust you. Then she sighs heavily and gives you a sheepish smile.
Oswald has visited oft of late. He's a sentimental old man, and he longs for the words of our homeland, Adir. I would often read the old epics to him in their original Eldadiran.
Okay. Her eyes gain a distant, unfocused look, and a wistful smile spreads across her face.
He's grown paranoid recently, however, always muttering about the shadows following him and other such nonsense. It was quite unnerving, frankly. He came to me in a panic a few days ago and shoved his journal into my hands. He told me he'd be back for it, but I've not seen hide nor hair of him since. I wonder, perhaps his journal would help you find him. Here, take this key. You'll find the journal in my armoire.
Is it literally, she's too lazy to open her own armoire, which is right there? She's like, I cannot be bothered to get up from the floor. Take my key. Just unlock what you need to. It's fine. Though Alice wouldn't tell me anything about Oswald, she did seem nervous about something in her armoire.
Have you come to hear some verse?
How much for your time?
100 copper pans, a reasonable fee to experience the sublime words of Adir's greatest poets, don't you think?
Only 100 copper, huh?
Come, Lay your head on my breast. I will read to you the work of my favorite poet, Skilber.
Let's not do that now.
Farewell.
I'm not gonna steal her clothes. Because I don't need them. I'll take this journal, though. I found Oswald's journal in the analysis armoire. Khan will want to read it. I can find her on the ground floor of the Wild Mare. I want to read it. Godendag. That's like a month or something? Or a day of the week? Something like that. I think dag means day. I think these are days of the week. This afternoon, I walked the streets of Nekataka and felt an unusual spring in my step. I cannot be sure if it is the fine weather of the archipelago or my great distance from the Deerwood and the blasted Goose and Fox Inn that has gifted me this buoyancy of spirit, but I am grateful nonetheless. Goose and Fox. Did we know somebody named Oswald in the first game? Did we go to a place called the Goose and Fox in the first game? I can't remember. We went to a lot of woods. We went to a lot of inns. I've seen no sign of the girl, Healy be praised. God's willing, I have slipped her net at last. Mequin's dog. The shadows are strange here, seeming to move of their own accord. As I passed from Queensberth to Pariki's Overlook this morning, I could have sworn I saw one turn to face me, then another. I fled the area as quickly as I could, and as far as I can tell, I was not followed. Yeah, take this. It's not like I'll ever need to open it ever again myself. I have many enemies, as any man of a roguish, adventurous mien should. Rascal detected. Though none have cause to search for me here. I know these shadows must be but a trick of the mind, but still I am uneasy. The next entry is written in a shaky, wild hand, clearly penned in great haste. Ritling's dog. As I put me down to bed this evening, I heard a faint whispering beneath my window. I always leave it open to better catch the breeze, and thanks be to Helia for it, or I might have been none the wiser. However, when I went to investigate, no one was there. And yet I know I heard voices. I may be old, perhaps even paranoid, but I am not crazy. That's what all crazy people think. I must leave this place with all haste. Gods protect me in my flight. On the next and final page of the journal is the symbol of Wotica, a broken crown, scrawled in deep red ink. Well, that does not bode well. Oswald, eh? From what I read in Oswald's journal, it appears someone's been following him for some time. Strangely, the final entry in the journal is just a drawing of Wutica's broken crown symbol. Khan might know more. Did you read this journal?
Have you come to hear some verse?
Not really. Goodbye.
Farewell.
Rabiuna is in here. And she's apparently invisible. Oh no, she's sitting in the chair. Oh, she's a godlike. She's like a fire godlike or something. That's exotic. Oh, she's into some shit. Okay, pretty scandalous. 50 Shades of Flame up in here. Alright, where'd the BDSM godlike go?
You want to speak with me? You do it in my room.
I literally just walked into your room to speak to you and then you left.
You want to speak with me? You do it in my room.
I guess we'll just open this door and barge in here. Oh, this guy's one of the sidekicks. I recognize the name. I mean, if he's just giving this clothes away. Constantine. One of the sidekicks. A burly dwarven man hums a jaunty tune to himself. Jauntiness detected. I bet this guy has a jaunty hat. As he fastidiously organizes his collection of scented oils. When he hears you enter the room, he greets you with a smile and a humongous outstretched hand. His grip is strong and sure.
Come to seek ablutions for your sins?
He slaps his knee with a bark of laughter. Yes, that's why I come to a place called the Wild Mare, to seek some ablutions.
Get it? Ablutions? Absolution? I crack myself up. Gets me every time.
Oh, this guy's pretty funny. He wipes a tear from his eye, still chuckling.
Massage? Bath? Whatever you need. Just ask.
He does have a large bath. How much for your time?
250 copper.
Holy shit.
Soaps, oils, fresh linens, all included.
He waggles his eyebrows at you and grins.
Best massage in Nekataka. That's what they tell me anyway.
Do you do anything else?
Oh, no. These old bones. You know how it is. Wouldn't want to hurt myself. Or you, for that matter.
How did you end up here?
Oh, you don't want to hear about that. I lived a boring life, so there wouldn't be much to the telling.
He crosses his thick arms over his chest. A slight blush spreads across his cheeks. Indulge me.
Truth be told, my real passion is pottery. Trouble is, I got these big hands. Not meant for delicate work.
Okay, so we've got a massage therapist Potter. Yes, let's get this guy in the party. He turns his hands palm up for you to inspect. Just one is easily large enough to cover your entire face.
Worked out in the end, of course. Now I specialize in relieving tension in a Mauer and death godlike.
He nods to himself. You seem bored here.
I guess I can't hide my feelings as well as I thought I could.
Gives you a nervous chuckle and scratches at his beard.
The stability's good and all, but I haven't seen anything that gets my blood pumping in ages. You know what I mean?
What's life without a little excitement?
Doing the same old thing day in, day out. It's enough to make a man leap from the nearest window.
He nods vigorously. Well, don't go defenestrating yourself just yet, Constantine. You could come with me.
Where to?
He raises an inquisitive brow. His large hands, previously dancing with restless energy, still. You know that 700-foot-tall statue made of Adra? I'm going after it.
No kidding.
He nearly drops a bottle of massage oil in his excitement.
I like to see something like that for myself.
He sighs, a wistful edge in his voice. Let me be clear about something, Constantine. By come with me, I mean you can come sit on my ship forever.
Do you think I could come with you? Just for a bit.
Grab your things then, and let's go.
Hell, you don't have to tell me twice.
Ooh, okay, sidekicks. They start out as unique NPCs integral to specific quests, complete with their own personalities and looks, and they may offer to join your party as a reward for completing your quest. Wasn't much of a quest with Constantine. Just like companions, these new characters have a custom portrait and voice sound set. However, unlike companions, they do not have their own vision quest and will not participate in the companion relationship system. A chanter, a barbarian, or a chanter barbarian? Why not have another barbarian? The thing is, I can't really see myself taking him right now. Or ever. I can party switch around. No, I'll just go talk to him on the ship. To my ship, Constantine. To my ship. Alright, is 50 Shades of Flame in here yet? Alright, we're gonna have a little chat. A fire god-like woman polishes a pair of stocks, tending to them with the fondness of a mother for her favorite child. The room is dim, illuminated only by the glow of her steel-forged skin. Her eyes burn with the light of Magran's fire. When she hears you enter, she shoots you a look of utter contempt.
I will give you an experience you won't soon forget.
Tell me about yourself.
I must assume the question beneath your question is how a fire godlike came to find herself in a place such as this.
She leans back against a wall of chains. They clank and rattle, and she smiles at the sound.
Perseverance. Being as I am, I have been forced to find it for myself. Now I teach it to others. To live in a world as a thinking, feeling creature, it is difficult. It demands strength. But we cannot always be strong. I help those who have lost their strength to find it again.
She wraps a chain around her arm and tugs. The steel links glow red with forge fire where they touch her skin. Well, how much for your time?
300 copper. I know it's a bit more than most, but my service is like nothing you will find anywhere else in Nekataka.
Never mind. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try all these out, but not for reals. We're gonna quick save.
You are a glutton for punishment, I see. I will give you an experience you won't soon forget.
Let's get to it then.
Very well. Remove your clothing and shut the door.
She runs a hand along her freshly polished stocks while she waits for you to comply with her orders. Fade to black. I think each of these will give me a unique buff. You may leave. Is that easy, huh? Ah, I've got Rabiuna's boon. +1 dex, +1 might, +2 resolve. Only the main character has it. I wonder how long it lasts. Pixie Parade. Hey, Kiss Me Pixie. How you doing? Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the host. Welcome. Good to see ya. What's going on, Pixie? How's BioShock going for you? Alright, Analysis is busy dancing.
Meet me in my room if you'd like to hear a verse or two.
Hear a verse or two. Let's see what Ymir's got cooking.
See something you like?
BioShock is fun, but you got a headache? Sorry to hear that. Hopefully it goes away soon.
Did you enjoy the show? There's more to see, if you're interested.
Alright, let's see what Ymir's got going on.
like I should have a problem with this, but mostly I just kind of want to see where this goes.
He licks her lips and gives you a little shrug.
Follow me, then.
He gives you a quick smile and takes your hand, leading you away. See, take me.
I wouldn't mind seeing you again, so long as you come with coin.
Who knows where he took me? All I know is I now have Ymir's boon. 1 constitution, 1 insight, 2 reflex. Well, that's nice. I guess it leaves it up to mystery what has occurred. Let's read me some poetry.
Have you come to hear some verse?
I'm interested.
Do you know Skilba? She wrote in the time before Adir's marriage to Kulkin, when the kingdom was fire bright and yearning for a purpose. Now, listen.
An exquisite poet. Oh, this shall be a rare treat.
Alif's excited.
Ship at dawn, its face pressed to the sea's slick lips. My sister and you, a sailor died in lantern light. The wind, my brother's fingers pulling at your hair, his breath hot and boastful, promising. I, a horizon whose borders your thumb has not traced in years. You, slack-jawed and groaning, your chin in the hard grip of longing, led stumbling through the waves.
That ocean erotica. This is something like a house of ill repute.
A pleasant diversion, yes? Visit me any time, my friend.
Okay, what? Somehow getting poetry read to me has increased my explosive skill. I don't even understand how that works. And my metaphysics. And my perception. That's actually a really good boon. Explosive poetry.
I shall
Trapped.
make it so.
We're trapped in her room. Sometimes you hear some poems and it just makes you want to blow some shit up. Loading screen excitement. So, how far into BioShock are you? You played it quite a bit already, haven't you? Alien bartenders don't water down the booze.
You're right. He does do that with his hands. Fie, 'tis roughing his precious spelling book that scares the lad. Or maybe 'tis notching his wee finger. You gotta stop. My sides hurt. Oh, I miss this. Surely you've spied how he's always brushing himself. He won't say, but he's afeard of seagull shit.
Okay, so Adair and Isilmir are making fun of Alif. Dude, you gotta hate when your other personality is making fun of you with your friend while you're just standing right there. you're sailing these waters, you'll want to see Sansa about a map. That's your ship? Fine vessel. District grows more foreign by the day. The Valiant Trading Company calls Queen's Berth its home. Queen's Berth is pleasant enough, but reeks of the docks. The Wild Mare, upper floor. We can just go in somebody's random house over here. But let's go back inside. Because we need to go down and talk to Khan. You trying to break into Andrew Ryan's office now? I think you're pretty near the end. Maybe? Can't remember. It's been so long since I played it. Still don't know what this guy's deal is. Mephisto. Hey, where'd she go? Oh, she's right there. This guy's like the Blue Man Group, but just one, and considerably more erotic. Yes, that is my pet dog. I have lots of pets. I've got multiple dogs, in fact. I've got little Algol here, and Abraham. I've got Deus. I've got Onyx, who is a pet pig. I've got Gosha, who's a cat. And Stinky Pete, who's also a cat. And Beakhead, who's a bird. You saw the Blue Man Group, really? But I'm only allowed to have one pet out at a time. Little Toby. Alright, Khan. Why isn't the pig out? Because I like Toby better. Although the pig is pretty cool.
Have you got any leads on that mad old goat yet?
Why is this lit up?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. I'm one of the countless my thoughts exactly.
Here's the journal. Khan flips through Oswald's journal, then stops and looks up at you, eyes wide. Someone has hastily scrawled the broken crown symbol of Wodaka across the last page. Khan mutters to herself. She traces the symbol with her finger and frowns.
Oh, Oswald, you've really stepped in it now, haven't ya? Getting mixed up with Woodakins? You damned old fool.
Shakes her head sadly and closes the journal with a snap.
Where could they have taken him?
She chews on her lower lip with uneven teeth and mutters to herself. You must have sailed through half the Deadfire to get to Nekataka. Anything catch your eye?
Not really. To be honest, I spent most of the trip out from Defiance Bay, bent over the bulwark, giving Andra a taste of my innards. I hate boats.
You and me both. Khan laughs a little, mostly to herself. She seems to only half hear you, her thoughts wandering elsewhere. Wodakin betide him, Nux? Jody and Adair like that.
Damn, if only I could find that captain who gave us passage to the Deadfire. Bet he'd know. Wait a tick.
She blinks, remembering.
When our ship neared Nekataka, the bosun told me about a weird temple on an island in the Karatapu Channel, southwest of the city. She wouldn't tell me what it was for, though. Got real spooked when I asked. Why don't you go take a look?
She marks the location on your map with a flourish.
With any luck, you'll catch the old goat there in one piece, and we'll both leave here with some weight in our purse.
Okay. Khan heard tell of a massive temple dedicated to Wodaka. on a large island near the Karatapu Channel southwest of Nekataka. Khan suspects that Oswald was kidnapped and taken there by whomever has been stalking him. She asked me to travel to the temple and get her money from Oswald, one way or another. Alright, well, we'll check that out when the time comes. So I think we're done in here. Wonder how long these buffs will last.
Now, what can I do for you? Be seeing you.
Nothing really.
For shanties these days. Too much salt in the air.
Not even my Vithrak darling.
A tiny minute falsetto per complaincanet.
My Vithrak darling sounds like a terrible shanty. Seems you're always going up or downstairs in Nekataka. Looks like your ship needs some work. I talked to Zamar. Be on your way. If you're sailing these waters, you'll want to see signs about a map. Oh, I should go buy a spyglass. I've got enough money now. Always going up and down stairs in this city. Be on your way. Always looting random crates. Hail, daughter of Amira. He's talking to Palagina. Alright, well that's the Wild Mare. You sailed in on the sea cow, Ikera? Let's talk to Ania here. No sooner do you approach the Valian woman than she squints and turns up her nose, regarding you with thinly veiled distaste.
I only deal with serious clients. Now shoo.
She makes a sweeping gesture with both hands. Excuse me.
Done. You are dismissed. Madiko. But it is impossible to find skilled work when every competent freelancer wastes their shore leave in the Wild Mare.
She grimaces toward the east.
When blood travels south of their brains, the value of a good bounty is forgotten.
Ooh, I like bounties. Why aren't more sailors accepting work?
But I blame Luminous Adra.
She folds her arms and exhales sharply through her nose.
Our privateers are busy escorting shipments out of the Deadfire. Everyone is rich, no one is hungry. Where are the Casitas willing to sink their enemies for a bag of pies, huh? Drunk on success.
She waves derisively toward the east. What bounties do you have available?
I do not make a habit of shepherding new talent, but... there is a seed of potential.
Potential? I've killed multiple dragons. She sighs to herself and peers over your shoulder before giving up and addressing you directly.
We will cut your teeth on Biakara, a Huana sailor and would-be patriot who plagues company ships.
I'll take the bounty.
Gelarde! Biakara sails a voyager's scale of Tangaloa off of Hasongo's northeastern coast.
Ania studies you once more before shrugging and seeing you off with a wave. Before I go, I had some questions.
Questions? Ask your questions, Aimika.
I'm still hunting Biakara.
Well, the Queen's Birth ship hunters are not exactly pounding at my door for work.
Enya pinches the bridge of her nose.
Enjoy the lack of competition while it lasts. Take your time.
Farewell. Enya has tasked me with hunting down Biakara, a Huano captain at the helm of the Voyager Scale of Tangaloa. There's a bounty to claim in exchange for evidence of the captain's death. Biakara sails Scale of Tangaloa off the northeastern coast of Isongo. That one's apparently appropriate level for me. Oh, this counts as a Valian Trading Company quest as well. Interesting.
You spoke with the Queen? When will she expel the foreigners?
The Huana, they build well, but they're these castes. Scodiere. Look at this green guy.
I heard what you did on the docks. What a trick.
Oh, so here's the little dinghy that I can take back to... Oops. Back to the Undercroft, but I don't feel like I have a reason to go to the Undercroft right now. There is one area I could go, though, that I haven't gone. And that's into this little sewer canal thing. That we opened the bar with a spell or whatever. And we never actually went in here. So let's go check that out and see what's up. You duck down into the canal and find yourself kneeling before an iron grate. The reek of sewage wafting from the other side is powerful enough to bring tears to your eyes. Why would we go in here? It doesn't even make any sense. Like, oh, sewage, awesome, let's go. You're right, we're not going in there now. I'm sure I'll get a quest or some fucking reason why I need to go in there. Right now, it doesn't even make any sense. There's the Peddler's Canal. Apparently somebody wants those things. A Peridot and some Silverfin.
What say, traveler?
The dark magician, did they like your trick at the palace? Ah, my clothing stinks of seawater.
I guess we're just gonna go into this random home right now. Somebody in there might need our help. Or they might have some free goods to give away. One simply doesn't know. Ooh, a trap. Well, let's just... That could hurt somebody. Small children could wander in here, and, you know, I've got to... For the children, I've got to disarm that. Also, I've got to pick the lock.
It's done. As you like.
But I'm not going to steal anybody's shit, because I'm not, like, a common thief. I just had to make sure that small children weren't going to get hurt by that trap, or hurt themselves by trying to open a chest that was locked. They could strain a muscle or something by trying to open it too hard. Alright, let's go. Let's go. There's nobody in there. That'd be confusing. Let's say you had a chest in your house that you kept your valuables in, and it was locked and it had a trap on it. And you came home and you found that the trap had been disarmed and the chest was unlocked, but all the stuff was still inside. You'd be like, what? Who does such a thing? Cause any trouble and you'll spend the rest of your sorry life down below. I don't know where down below is. The archipelago is full of new faces, I say.
Shh.
That's some air
Keep your
at.
voices down, my cullies.
Every day I worry that Rauatai will attack. A worn robe and some poultry, because that's the chicken I trust to eat. It's when you find some chicken in a random fucking barrel along the side of the wharf that nobody wants. Perfectly valid chicken. Ah, Barrett's spell. This flowering plant has drooping flowers of a somber blue and gold shade. Both the sweet-smelling leaves and berries of the plant are known to be extremely poisonous, toxic to grazing animals and people alike, and yet I think this is what you use to make healing potions. Barrel-rolled chicken.
I trust you.
These people are up to some shenanigans down here.
You want something?
Got any food? Spare a coin? So they're just urchins.
You want something?
They're urchins that are looking for their own barrel chicken. The alternative to wind-blown chicken. Ah, yes. Feels as if there are more foreigners than Huana in the harbor these days. You sailed in on the sea cow, Kara? I mean, you poor people. There's plenty of gems and shit just laying around in crates in this town. Maybe y'all just need to... Maybe y'all just need to learn how to press tab to highlight lootable objects. That seems to be the real problem these people are facing. They don't know how to loot objects. Alright, the Luminous Audra Mill we've been to. They say the Royal Company's people have it harder than us. I have my doubts. Unless you have business here, turn around right now. My business is taking this coral snuff. Native corals crushed into a fine powder, mixed with gunpowder. Inhaled through the nose, this potent narcotic produces an intense surge of focus and euphoria, followed by crushing lethargy, often accompanied by nosebleeds and fatigue. These drawbacks have not reduced its popularity with the peoples of the Deadfire. Gives you reflection, reflex, and action speed for 3 minutes, but it's drugs, man. We've already been in the Luminous Audra Mill with the most gigantic fucking mill wheel that I've ever seen. Giant ass waterfall spilling down, turning the mill wheel. That's pretty fucking awesome. Every soul in Aora has come to Nekataka. They say the view from Serpent's Crown is beautiful. What say, traveler? Nice little balcony. You could sit here, have your little breakfast, have a nice view of the Luminous Audra Mill. Somebody just casually leaning. Queen's berth is pleasant enough, but reeks of the docks. Let's go to Sansa's Map Emporium. This is where I can get a spyglass, apparently. I'm gonna be sad if I spend 5,000 on a spyglass and then I find a free spyglass shortly thereafter. Which you know is what's gonna happen. Oh! Somebody could hurt themselves on this trap. No, not her! There we go. Don't worry, I've protected everyone. It's a nice little place. These maps of the Deadfire archipelago are incomplete, pocked with gaps denoting unexplored regions. Scrawled notes track commissions and work orders in progress. Tattered and worn, this map depicts a small region of the Living Lands. Oh! Living Lands, the setting for the next game, confirmed. Confirmed.
As you like.
Among the usual cartographical tomes and manuals are a few weathered volumes of travel memoirs and fanciful adventures. Even these scrolls have been painstakingly dusted. Everything in here is not for free taking. Caleb and Sansa are both here. There's a hidden... Look at that little hidden compartment that I found. With a garnet and some oblays. But they don't want me to take them. So I guess those are noblays. Oh, Caleb is an animal. Some sort of strange dog. I guess he's not that strange. He's just a dog. Let's speak to Sansa about her maps.
Oh, hello. Welcome to my shop. It's such a pleasure to see a new face.
Let's speak to Sansa about his maps. Sansa bounces back on his heels, a wide grin plastered on his worn face.
How might I assist you?
What do you do here?
Oh, I am a cartographer. I make maps. I'm not half bad at it either. And may the gods forgive my immodesty for saying so. If you need a map of any settled region of the Deadfire, I am your man. And my commission rates are quite generous. It used to be I would take to the sea and do a bit of charting myself, but I haven't the time. Too many maps need making. A shame, too. There's a whole swath of the Deadfire I've yet to see. I'm quite keen to write a book, in fact. Oh, but I won't trouble you about that. Excuse my nattering on, won't you?
Nice dog.
You think so? He is a magnificent beast, isn't he?
Sansa's face splits into a broad grin, bright enough to light the room. Adair likes it. Animal kindness nods in agreement.
He's been a bit low lately. Between you and me, I think he's heartsick for the sea.
Do you sleep here?
Sometimes.
There's literally a bed right there. He touches a hand to his forehead and blushes scarlet from his neck to the tips of his ears.
Married to the work, you know? I just get so engrossed in my maps. And next I know, it's morning. Sharing a bed with a few maps is a good sight better than sharing with Caleb, I'll tell you that. He always hogs the blankets.
He rubs the back of his neck. You said you're writing a book.
I'm putting together an explorer's account of the Deadfire. Or at least the part of it Queen Onekaza's tribe has laid claim to. My book will be the first of its kind. The Explorers Club will go mad for it. Or, well, that was the idea. It's a fiercely dangerous enterprise, in point of fact, and nobody will agree to chart the islands for me. You'd think ship captains would be a bold-hearted bunch. I offered fair recompense.
Sansa folds his arms, sighing.
I'm not exactly the most powerful fighter, or I do it all myself. Still, wouldn't it be wonderful? An explorer's guide to the Deadfire. Someday.
I've got a bold heart and a ship. Need a hand?
Do you mean it? This is... Wow! I can't thank you enough.
Shody likes that.
It's a lot of ground, I mean water to cover, and some of these islands are in very dangerous waters.
Despite his words, the gleeful expression on Sansa's face has not faded.
Don't worry. I planned it all out. We'll get your feet wet first. With a little experience under your belt, I'm sure you'll get a taste for it. Nothing will stop us. I mean, you. The idea is to explore all the islands that haven't been charted yet, or even named. That falls to you, Anika. You can't tell me you've never wanted to name your own island? I thought we could start with the waters around the company outpost at Port Mage. There are 2 islands in the region, and nobody's taken much notice of them yet.
I already cleared and named one of them.
Once you're back, I'll start filling in my map and adding your findings to the book. Oh, this will be wonderful.
Mapping the archipelago. Sansa, the excitable cartographer I met in Queen's Birth, wants to compile a complete guide to the islands of the Deadfire, but he can't do it on his own. Sansa, the cartographer in Queen's Birth, asked me to make a survey of the uncharted islands of the Deadfire archipelago. He suggested I begin with the 2 uncharted islands to the north and south of Port Mage. I discovered an island inhabited by a clan of Zarips, and I named it Drakeblood Sands. Drakeblood Sands is what I named it. But meanwhile, let's take a look at your goods.
Welcome back, welcome back. It is a pleasure to see you once again. Tell me, how is the sailing? Smooth? Nothing to delay your expedition, I hope. How might I assist you?
Let me see what you have for sale.
Certainly, certainly. It would be my pleasure. Of course, it's mostly books and knickknacks. Maps I do on commission, you see.
Okay. Well, he has a spyglass. Whether being used to scout the shallows or determine friend from foe, spyglasses see common use throughout the Deadfire, where the magnification of a distant object can spell the difference between survival and a sunken ship. Often crafted of a combination of brass and wood, spyglasses are both lightweight and collapsible. Spyglasses allow you to view objects from land while on your ship, while also providing special options during many encounters in the world. I'll take one. Scrolls, potions, books I've already read, except for this one. I haven't read that one. It's free? Alright, well, that's the price is right there. Oh, I can read these without even buying them? A snakeskin grimoire. Snakeskin. An Assassin's Cobra Strike. Alright, I like this. Different grimoires have spells in them that you can't get anywhere else. Like this one, the Snakeskin Grimoire has Nanassan's Cobra Strike. That's not normally a spell you can learn. Like if you're a wizard and when you level up you can pick different ones to learn, that's not one of the ones you can learn. So that means it's like just you have to have the specific grimoire to use some of these spells, which is pretty cool. I'm at 7,200 still, so that's not bad. I can keep myself afloat for a while on that. I got a spyglass, yeah, I got a spyglass, yeah, I got a spyglass. I wonder, am I supposed to equip it to my ship? I guess not. I just have it on me. All right, history of Queen's Birth. Queen's Birth is the area that we're in right now. A recent history of Queen's Birth, the arrival of the Valians. Excerpted from a letter by Huin Wakari, a Huana historian, from a collection of her personal writings. The Valians' arrival in Neketaka was not unexpected. Our fisher folk had watched them lurk near the edges of our territory for months, their ships like the keen eyes of a jeweler, inspecting us, already counting the coin they'd make on a prize so fine as the Deadfire. They were not the first to watch us so. Doubtless they will not be the last. We were not certain what it was they wanted, at first, aside from whatever it was we had. When Anakaza sent an envoy of Mataru to speak with them, they made noise about desiring trade and cultural exchange. What exactly it was they intended to trade, or what manner of cultural exchange they thought might entice us, wasn't immediately clear. We were not naive. We knew their arrival spelled change for the Deadfire as surely as we know that rain falls in the monsoon season. The trouble came in how we would manage the Valiant's influence, how we would contain it. Better they think us partners than easy marks, the thinking at the palace went at the time. We could not risk war with them, as fractured a people as we are, and have any hope of winning it, no matter the power of our water shapers. As the leader of the Kahanga, Onakaza decided for us. She allowed the Valians to set down roots in Queen's Birth and began limited mining operations in the archipelago. She suggested this might ease trade and tensions between our people and theirs, but, in truth, I believe she only wanted to keep an eye on them. I sympathize with her point of view, but I cannot endorse it, because Anakaza forgot the truth of roots, that they are the silent, grasping hands of trees, and that a tree, once established, cannot be moved without destroying the ground around it. But it was done. The Valians quickly made themselves at home, and the ensuing conflict over who had rights to which islands, which Adravanes, which trading routes, only served to fracture the Huana further. Then the Rawatayans arrived. By that point it was too late. The colonials were in the Deadfire to stay. Now Huana refugees flood into Neketaka from across the archipelago, complaining of lost land and dwindling resources, and the trading companies fight a quiet war against each other, with our doorsteps as the front. Ngati guide us in this trying time. I feel bad for the Huana. It seems like they're getting edged out by all these colonizers coming in, trying to take their shit. Hashtag the truth of roots. That's right, Nox. Root truth. Root truth. Root truth. It's a truth. It's of roots. Root truth. Root truth. It's a truth and it's of roots. Ooh, I can exceptionalize his armor, but it will be no cheap task. Can enchant this, but he never ever uses it anyway, so... She doesn't really do a ton of sickling. We could get some more deflection. Give him some elemental resistances. I mean, once I have more money laying around to my name, you know? Like, I can upgrade my new armor and make myself lucky. 5% chance to ignore an attack, which is pretty cool. But again, dropping thousands of coppers to upgrade these armors, and I don't even know if I want to, how long I want to keep these armors or whatever. I mean, when I have a shitload of extra money, sure, I'll start throwing enchants around willy-nilly. But until such time...
Yes?
Until such time... I like the fact that I gave the Gone ring to her, since she's the priest of Gone. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from the myriad perils that plague the world of Aora. This was a DLC like pre-order backer bonus item in Pillars of Eternity 1. And apparently it just installed said DLC for Pillars of Eternity 2 as well. And so now we got this item in this game also. An aspect of the god Eothas, Gone, represents the harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. As Gone helps protect the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. She seems pretty interested in harvesting no matter how old the people are. Harvest time! Harvest time! This is my new armor that I got from killing Captain Benwith at the fort. It has 20% recovery time like all leather armor, but then it has this, which gives you a minus 15% to the recovery time. So you end up with like virtually no difference in recovery time. And you've got 7 points of armor. And 8 reflex. So, it's pretty fucking great. Plus, I can enchant it with different thingies, you know? Different thingies. I need a carapace. I need a Lagufath liver. Alright. Julio.
All right.
I'm happy. We learned a bit about the history of the area. We got our spyglass finally. And we got another quest. It was definitely worth going in there. The Truth of Roots. The Truths. The Trues. Russell Brand, for a while, I don't know if he still does it or not. He had a show on YouTube called The Trues. The Trues was like, it was like the word news, but with a TR instead of an N. And the whole thing was, it's like the news, if the news were true.
I don't know how you and the Watchers sleep, carrying all those souls around.
Some nights it's the lantern that lulls me to sleep. It pulses like a heart in my hand.
Whoa.
If you find that comforting, then I'm glad for you.
Somebody else to talk to. Pretty happy with my party right now. We seem to be working out well. I think the AI setup for them is pretty good. I like the fact that I can basically just let them do their thing, and they can manage fights, And then I can just play my character and do what I want, you know, with my character. I wonder if I should start using Rapid Shot. Minus 15 accuracy. My accuracy's getting pretty good. Maybe once I get a better bow that gives more accuracy. One thing I really wish they would do, and I wished they would do this in Pillars 1, and I still wish they would do it, is when they show your current effects, either on your character sheet or here on these little icons, I wish they would show you how long they last. Because, yeah, some of these are permanent. They last all the time. In fact, most of these are permanent. Or until you turn them off, you know? But that Private Dance and that Analysis Boon are not permanent. If I wait around long enough, those will go away. In fact, let's find out. What if I just wait right now for 26 hours? It's like the news if the news were true. 26 hours later, I still have them. What if I wait 26 more hours? 26 hours later, I still have them. Really? What if I wait 26 more hours? Hippofant. FYI, player respecking is buggy and you'll probably lose abilities if you use it. Yeah, I know that's what's supposed to happen, Hippofant, except for the fact that the first time I rested at an inn... and we got an inn buff, it did not last until the next rest. It went away after a while, without us resting. So since then, I've always assumed the inn buffs wouldn't last until the next rest. Now maybe that was just a bug or something weird that caused it to go away the last time. I don't know. Maybe they really are supposed to last forever. Well, not forever, but you know, until you rest. Which, if so, that makes those inn buffs and those buffs from the courtesans really worthwhile. If it's gonna last truly until the next time I rest, because I'm not planning... I don't rest unless I have a good reason to. It's like the news if the news were true. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I guess those are supposed to be stars underneath the sun, because that's like the Eothas symbol. Getting all Eothasian up in here. So maybe just something weird caused us to lose the buff the last time. Because I've got one from Private Dance and one from Analysis. There's three things I wish this would show you. And it does not. Thing one I wish it would show. God, I got some perception as a motherfucker. I wish it would show you... She should have 50. He should have 50. He's got 45. He's got 57. Pretty nice. But I've got 61. I wish it would show you what your current skills are with party assist. So I could see, like, okay, what's my party assist? I also wish it would show you what your max focus is as a cipher. You know, like I've got 42 focus right now, but what's my max focus? I don't know. So I don't know how much focus I need to get to hit Ascended, because I don't know what my focus max is. And there was one other thing I wanted it to show me, but I don't remember what. Alright. This seems like a good place to end this episode. Take a super fast break. If you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere because I am not done streaming. If you are watching on YouTube, this episode is now... Wait a minute. My formation got fucked up again.
Aye.
How do I... Incorrect. Oh yeah, we don't have 2 melee anymore. I think this is how I want my formation though.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Alright. If you're watching on YouTube, that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire.